Welcome back to Beyond Travel Check-ins with Saida.
And sometimes, Jermaine.
Today we're sharing 10 free or cheap things to do, see, and eat in San Francisco.
First up, you can discover the Golden Gate Park. There's a couple free things you can do there. Go to the gardens, the lakes, the museums. They have cheap activities like the Japanese tea garden. That should be a cheap thing to do. And they have free live music at the park on Sundays also.
The next free activity you guys can check out is walking across the Golden Gate Bridge and checking out the trails. There are stunning views of the city, and the Battery Spencer is going to give you some of those classic postcard shots. Make sure you bring a jacket because it does get windy out here.
There are a couple good ways to get around town and leave the Golden Gate Park area and the bridge area. The first one is Waymo, which is a self-driving taxi. Basically, it doesn't have a driver in there. As you can see the video, it is a fake driver driving the car. I think it's a dummy or something like that in there. But if you want to use Waymo, you do have to download the Waymo app.
Another way to get around San Francisco is to take the Muni bus or streetcar. It's really the cheapest way to get around San Francisco. The cost is under $5 for a ride, and you can also get day passes. We use the Muni bus to get down to the pier, which is the next free spot on our list of things to do in San Francisco that are free and cheap.
You have to visit Pier 39 in the Fisherman's Wharf. They have a lot of seafood restaurants down there, but I guess most people go down there to see the sea lions lounging on the pier. So make sure you walk down until you see the Pier 39 sign. We actually stop one pier too soon, so then you'll have to walk all the way down that pier and then walk back up the other one. So it'll save you a lot of time if you just continue until you see the sign.
And the walk is pretty much worth it, especially if you want to see the sea lions. And like when you get down to Pier 39, like Jermaine said, there are a lot of seafood restaurants down there. We didn't eat down there, but there are a lot of restaurants and there's also some restrooms down there. One thing you will notice is when you get down to Pier 39, there's going to be a lot of people. So you may want to wait until the crowd disperses a little bit and then you can go over and you can get your pictures with the sea lions behind you. There's also a lot of things to look at out in the water. I'm not sure if you can see Alcatraz from this side of the pier, but I know you can see Alcatraz from the Golden Gate Bridge, right, Jermaine?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's just a nice thing to do, especially if the weather is nice. There's also a large Ferris wheel out here. There's some street food vendors. I think people were selling ice cream and popcorn and different kinds of candies and stuff out there. I think you can find souvenirs out here. But it's definitely a great place to get some video and also take some photos. Wouldn't you say, Jermaine?
Mm-hmm.
As we said, there are a lot of restaurants there on the pier, but Jermaine and I were looking for something cheap, so we went to In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out Burger is something that we don't have on the East Coast, and it's a must visit when you're on the West Coast. The Fisherman Wharf location offers great views. The cost of a meal is around $5 to $10, and it's just a regular kind of fast food meal. But again, if you're not on the East Coast, you don't have that restaurant, so it's something just fun to try when you're on the West Coast.
We also rode cable car there. I think the best route is probably the Powell Hyde line. That's the one we got on. Just a quick tip: when you ride a car, make sure if you could get to the front. That's where you got the best views, and you can also even hang off on that bar if you want to. I haven't made my mind up about that, but you do have some great views. But if you were recording, then you need to be closer to the front so you can get better shots for your camera, which we did not do.
Now, they also talk about the California line. That was another line we could have rode or ridden, but we didn't. They said that one was less crowded. But we did take the Power High line because there was a few things that we wanted to see along that line. One was I think they call it the Rice-A-Roni Hill, and it's basically the one that was on the old Rice-A-Roni video, Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat. And there are a few other things like
The TV show y'all used to watch.
the it was the painted ladies' houses. You'll see those painted ladies' houses along the way. You can also hop off and check out Alamo Square. And the painted ladies' houses is the famous Victorian houses from Full House. It's free to visit and take photos, and the best time to do it is at sunset for golden hour shots. Another activity that is free to do and also offers cheap eats is exploring Chinatown, the oldest Chinatown in the US, according to Google and ChatGPT. It's free to walk around and take in the culture. I believe there's some museums down there. Jermaine and I wanted to go down there, but we didn't get a chance to. One, because we didn't have enough time, because we would have had to transfer from one bus to another bus, and it was on the other side of town. We wanted to go down there to experience some of the cheap eats, but we didn't. So I'm going to tell you guys so you can go down and do it if you have enough time when you're in San Francisco. There is a lot of Chinese fusion food down there, like pork buns. You can check those out. And they have food for as low as $2 and even stuff under somewhere under $5. There's also a hidden gem down there called the Fortune Cookie Factory, where you can get free samples of fortune cookies and $1 fresh cookies. And keep in mind that those prices are based on the time that we visited there. So the prices may be a little bit different depending on when you're watching this video. Next, we're going to talk about a cheap way to get around town, which is riding the BART train.
I guess a good tidbit is we stayed at the Hyatt SFO airport, and the BART train you can actually use to take from downtown San Fran to the AirTran on the airport. So it'll take you directly to your hotel. But the BART also would take you to Oakland or Berkeley. So it's a good mode of transportation to get around town.
And when we were there, it was around $2 and maybe 50 cents to ride the BART. Just make sure you check online to see what the prices are. And don't forget to pick up your Clipper card because I think you save money on multiple rides by doing that. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you drop any comments you have in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.